Testing. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center of Windsor, including all those who are joining us online. My name is Linda, and Mike Karloff is my co-host today.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to Unity. And whatever your faith background, race, gender, sexual orientation, age, or ability, you all know you are welcome here. We come together to encourage and support one another in our individual spiritual journeys. Wherever you are in that process, we are glad you joined us today.
And I would like you to please welcome our music team, Michael on piano and Angelica, our vocalist.
And of course, we're always glad to have Linda on the podium here. Thank you, Linda.
Thank you. We are going to open with prayer today. It is taken from our daily word. Heavenly Mother, Father, life. I am so grateful for the gift of life. I am filled with joy that rises from my heart and mind when I realize the all-encompassing presence of God, including the divine, within me. I know and feel my spiritual nature, and gratitude becomes the song of my heart. I find good in every situation. Even when at first I am hesitant, I remember that new experiences help me to grow, and I move forward with anticipation and gratitude. I am aware that every blessing can come from adversity and the presence of God in every aspect of life. Practicing gratitude opens my eyes to the blessings that are present and opens my heart to receive even more. I give thanks for an unlimited world, blissful peace, and perfect wholeness. Psalm 95 verse 2 says, "Let us come into his presence with thanksgiving. Let us make a joyful noise to him with songs of praise." Amen.
I'd like to introduce our prayer chaplain for today is Judy Chandler. Judy's just right over there. And of course, after the service, she's available to pray with you individually in the prayer room upstairs. And I'd also like to point out the prayer request box, which is right over there, and prayer request slips. You can put your requests in the box, and our prayer chaplain team will hold these requests in prayer with you.
I would like to remind everyone that online 24/7 and here in our own chapel, prayer support is available with Silent Unity. The phone number is 1-800-NOW-PRAY.
And it is time for our first song, so please stand and join Angelica and I with I Release and I Let Go.
There was a time in my life I thought I'd have to do it all for myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go. Let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. If there's a time in your life you think you have to do it all for yourself, you must know the grace of God is sufficient. You must know the love of God is at hand. And now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go. Let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
And our second song today is God is My Source.
God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Faith is my source. Faith is my power. Faith gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Faith gives me everything I need. Peace is my source, peace is my power, peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, peace gives me everything I need. Love is my source, love is my power, love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, love gives me everything I need. Joy is my source, joy is my power, joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, joy gives me everything I need.
One more time with God.
God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need.
seated.
Unity Spiritual Center of Windsor is a progressive spiritual community that emphasizes personal growth, living consciously, and making a positive difference in the world. As part of New Thought and the worldwide unity movement, we strive to be compassionate, inclusive, open-minded, service-oriented, abundant, and spirit-filled.
Unity teaches that each person is a unique individual expression of God. Our realization of that truth evolves as we expand our consciousness through thought, prayer, and meditation. Unity emphasizes that we create our experiences of life according to the thoughts and feelings we hold in mind. Affirmative prayer is the highest form of creative thought, while meditation stills the mind and heightens our awareness with our oneness with God, each other, and all of life. Living from that awareness transforms our lives and the world.
Our affirmation for August is, I am centered and poised in the Christ mind, and nothing can disturb the calm peace of my soul. Will you please affirm that with me? I am centered and poised in the Christ mind, and nothing can disturb the calm peace of my soul.
You don't have to worry anymore. You don't have to worry anymore. You don't have to worry about the things you did before. Our loving God is never keeping score. You don't have to cry yourself to sleep. You don't have to cry yourself to sleep. You don't have to cry in fear and pain that cuts so deep. In His loving hands your soul He'll keep. Can't you feel it running through you? Don't you know your heart's His throne? Can't you see it all around you? You're not alone. You're not alone. You don't have to fall down on your knees. You don't have to fall down on your knees. You don't have to fall down begging, please, please, please. Our loving God will give you what you need. Can't you feel it running through you? Don't you know your heart's His throne? Can't you see it all around? You're not alone. You're not alone. You don't have to fall down on your knees. And you don't have to cry yourself to sleep. And you don't have to worry anymore. Thank you. Hey, Mike. That
Morning.
just happened when I tried turning on my...
I think the volume level was set a little high here, so, but I'm got it now.
So I tried to be prepared in advance. I was sorry. So, Leo, do we have an online congregation today? We do? Do we have an online congregation today? We do. Welcome to our fellow members online. Let's all wave and say hello. We welcome you. In Jerusalem, in the time of Jesus, there was a pool that some scholars postulate was fed by a spring. It was called Bethesda. It had 5 porches, or also known as porticos, because they were built with colonnades, gorgeous Greek-style colonnades that the Romans built. On these porticos, the ones who needed healing, the ones with afflictions, and the ones who were blind or maimed or had any manner of affliction would go for healing, because this was considered a healing place even back as far as the days of the Greeks. So it was said that the waters, when the waters stirred, that the first person into that pool would be healed of their affliction. Can you imagine the rush? So John 5 describes this pool and also goes on to tell the story of a powerful healing by Jesus Christ. When Jesus saw him lying there, it was a man, and realized he had spent a long time in this condition, he asked him, "Do you want to get well?" Powerful words. Do you want to be well? "Sir, I have no one to help me get into the pool when the water is stirred. While I'm on my way, someone else goes in before me." Jesus told him, "Get up, pick up your mat, and walk." Whoa. What? You mean I can do that? Not only did the man accept his healing, he received permission to break the rule of no work on a Sabbath. Carrying his mat or his bed would be considered an act of work, carrying something around. And he was confronted by the authorities a short time later about it. "Well, he told me I could do it. He told me to do it and he healed me." "Who did?" "I don't know. Some healing guy. It changed my life." In the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary, composed by Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, we read, "Bethesda means house of mercy, house of loving kindness, house of healing." The metaphysical interpretation that Charles offers goes like this. The house of Bethesda is the point in consciousness where we feel the flow of cleansing life of spirit. This pool, or this place of consciousness, is formed by the realization that our life is being constantly purified, healed, and made new by the activity of mind. The healing of the man at the pool represents the power of the I am. represented by Jesus in this story. The I am restores the equilibrium of the organism, or the body, mind, and spirit, through the activity of spiritual ideas and consciousness, through the activity of spiritual ideas and consciousness. This healing method is the word of authority which must be set into activity. Through the power of the word, the infirmity gives place or gives way to perfect equalization and strength. The word of authority is a decision we make. Do you want to be well? Also means, are you willing to do what it takes? Are you willing to change your mind? Might be a very powerful beginning. Are you willing to try new things? To give yourself permission to be fully human, fully divine. To let it all be. Even when your perfectionistic self says, can't do that. The legalistic is within us too, isn't it? Myrtle Fillmore, the other founder of Unity, Charles's partner and wife, says, in How to Let God Help You, so just make up your mind that you are not going to worry about overcoming. You are just going to let the life and the strength of God flow through you. God has bestowed gifts upon you with the idea of you using them freely, here and now. You can do whatever you really want to do, but you'll have to want it enough to actually make the effort to do it. As divine beings, you have a great power, a healing power. You need to own that power. Make it yours. Get comfortable with it. I have a healing power. I can do this. Experiment with it. What happens if I do this? What would happen? Let me try this. Explore what is possible for you. You know, the word responsibility comes to my mind perhaps because with great power comes responsibility, right? The word responsible can be broken down this way. Response, able. The ability to respond to whatever is in front of us. So we can take responsibility for our wholeness by healing ourselves with the authority of love in action. Because that's what we are. Love in action. In the New Oxford Study Bible, it says that in reference to the pool of Bethesda, when the water is stirred, is explained by this note made by some scholars. The stirring was movement caused by an intermittent spring and attributed to divine action. So every once in a while, this spring would bubble up, cause a stirring, and so it was attributed that the angel of God caused the stirring, and there was some superstition about it then. And then the legalistic man-made rule came into place of the first one in, win, lose. So as soon as we run across a false belief like that, we want to examine it. That man had great faith. He laid at that pool for 38 years. But what did he place his faith in? What he had been told. Number one, you got to wait for the stirring. Number two, you got to get in there first. God is never competitive, as humans are prone to be.
So let's not place our faith on gods outside ourselves. And secondly, let's not buy into competitive mindset and buy into collaborative always. Because we're children of God. That's who we are, what we are. And we are just like God. As we know, God is everywhere present all the time, desiring good for all people. As soon as you run into a limiting belief, question it, examine it, and ask yourself, do I want this? Does this resonate with me? I'm getting to the point now where when I'm deciding what tea I want, I put it one in one hand and one in the other, and I let it tell me. Because I'm learning that there's electromagnetic substance to me, to tea, because it's a plant. There's information, and I can feel that, you know what? I want to have this one. Peppermint tea is what my tummy wants right now, not the ginger. I'm starting to explore, like, discover the woo-woo that I'm scared of because I've been brought up in a legalistic tradition. Reverend Paul Hasselbeck, when creating an affirmation, he will actually create an assertion. Instead of, I affirm I am one with the divine presence, he will say, I assert I am one with divine presence. Have you ever tried that? I assert. Okay, let's try it. So let's affirm together, I am one. I affirm I am one with divine presence. Go ahead. I affirm I am one with divine presence. Let's try the word assert. I assert that I am one with divine presence. Try the assert one again. Go ahead.
I assert that I am one with divine presence.
Was there a difference? Pardon me?
I am divine presence.
I am divine presence. But my question is, was there a difference between the word assert and the word affirm? Did you feel a difference, Bob?
Yep.
Anybody else? Yeah? Language, the word, the spoken authority of the word. We just got to connect with that gut authority that we've been given. This is where our divinity resides. I wanted to talk about, we say we want to be healed. But, there's a human healing process that is very healing, and yet many of us won't allow ourselves, and many of us will, and many of us won't. Do you let yourself cry? How many people here let themselves cry? Nice. Men have a really hard time letting themselves bawl, right? Because we've been told some men can bawl, a lot of men cannot, because they've been told that that's not manly, that it's weak. A lot of women will bawl, but then if they do it in front of somebody, they say, I'm sorry. Did you know? Well, first of all, I'm going to talk about the false belief. The false belief is that it's weak. I assert that it is a sign of strength. Did you know that emotional tears contain special health benefits? Martha Creek talks about this in the book called Martha's Pearls. Biochemist and tear expert Dr. William Frey discovered that reflex tears, which are the kinds of tears that, wash away smoke or a foreign substance, are 98% water. Whereas emotional tears contain stress hormones that get excreted through the body through crying. You're literally detoxifying. Crying also stimulates the production of endorphins, our body's natural painkiller and feel-good hormones. Crying makes us feel better even when the problem persists. That song we sang, release. I release and I let go. Crying, bawling, wailing, it's important to help us let go. I'm thinking if you have a problem crying, to watch a really tearjerker of a movie. That's my husband's trick. There is an old Jewish proverb that says, what soap is for the body, tears are for the soul. So this is just a small example of realizing and waking up to, letting ourselves really own our healing power and letting ourselves be fully human. Does that make sense? Because we will heal when we allow ourselves that. Truly, what we are talking about here is body, mind, spirit integration. We accept all parts of ourselves. When you heal your soul, you heal your body. When you heal your body, you heal your soul. When you change your beliefs from limiting to freeing thoughts, giving yourselves new permissions, you become a whole person exemplifying and channeling the Christ Spirit in you. New ideas of healing will come to you. Why don't you try this? Recently, when I was struggling with eczema, I went to the doctor about it, and she gave me some anti-itch cream, which is very helpful. But for me, there was so much itching going on for a while there that I would have been putting cream on all the time. So I was like, okay, and there's a steroid, and that's not good for my body to be putting that on all the time. Besides, I'm just not going to do that. I laid my hand. I've learned Reiki. I laid my hand on my itches, and it would calm and go away. And so, do you know that Reiki, we all have it within us? Reiki simply means, it means universe, and ki means energy. It's the same word as chi, the energy of the universe that runs through all, including us. So when we lay that hand on our pain, our tension, our itch, it makes sense, right? We're healing ourselves. It was explained to me one time that Reiki, if you really want to understand Reiki and how natural it is to us, when we fall and hurt our knee, for example, what's the first thing we do? Anybody know? Yeah. That's what we're doing. And so, I'm exploring. I encourage you to go further with what you have within you to explore your healing power. In the Hebrew Bible, the laying on of hands was an action that was referred to on numerous occasions to accompany the conferring of a blessing or authority. Here's that word again. That's what we're doing, conferring a blessing, and we're conferring authority to heal within us and others. We can do this for others as Jesus did. So we do have the authority of the divine healer within. The I am, Bob, the I am whole. I empower myself to heal and return to the state of equilibrium. What is equilibrium? It's a state of rest and balance. So the more we return to our state of balance, the more we rest and relax, which is what Reiki actually just does, relax the body so the body can heal, release the tension. Aren't we, who isn't tense? in this stressed out, everyday city life. The more we return to that state of balance and rest and relaxation, the more our body can heal. This past week, I went and consulted a holistic nutritionist and bioenergetic practitioner. Yes, and I've never heard of this before, and have you? Bioenergetic practitioner. So this is going back to what I was talking about before about the electromagnetic impulses that our bodies give off, and how our bodies can give us information about what our body is not resonating with at the moment, because it is out of balance. The charges in our body, in each cell, there's a negative and positive, I learned a lot, a negative and positive charge in each body. I believe it's calcium and potassium that creates this little batteries in each cell. And so the negatives and the positives can get turned around and create imbalance and stop being able to digest a certain food, or not being able to recognize this substance. And so she treats the body for this problem and helps to balance everything and put everything back into balance. So she actually healed herself of Lyme disease. And I asked her how she did it, and she said body, mind, and spirit. And when she had done a lot of work physically, someone said to her, "You've done a lot of physical healing," and she was still struggling with her symptoms. And they said, "What about emotional?" And she clued in. She's like, "Yeah, that's where I got to go next." And so that's what she did, and she did really well for herself. Now she specializes in bringing balance to others, looking at the whole person, including trauma. So that's my healing story of the past week. What is calling to you for healing? Speak to it as Myrtle did, with words of power and authority, gentle firmness. Ask your body. Journaling is a great way to ask your body what it needs. Balance yourself in all things. Question all things. The man at the pool is within us. We can sometimes put our faith in what we've been told too much. And so to question that, you are the thinker. Let yourself think your own thoughts and release your blind faith in what you've been told. Have faith in your ability to know the truth. Have faith in your ability to heal yourself. Have faith in the truth of your being. This is the truth that will set you free. Now let's take that into meditation. Just close your eyes. Relax. Get comfortable. Get grounded. Get centered. Breathe deep.
Mariette. Thank you, Mariette. You took a little story about Jesus healing the man at Bethesda, and you opened the door for so many of us. And the windows blew the roof off and taught us how to heal, and among many, many other things. Thank you so much for such a wonderful talk. It was beautiful. And I would also like to thank our musicians at this time, Michael on the piano, who never makes a mistake. No, never. And Angelica, thank you for your beautiful voice and that beautiful song. Thank you.
At this time, let us take to heart our vision, mission, and statement of being, which is shown on the screen.
We have a global vision. Will you please speak it with me? Our vision is a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening.
And we have a sacred mission. Will you say it with me?
We inspire and empower spiritual growth to awaken us and transform the world. And we have a personal statement of being. Will you please say that with me? I am a dynamic center of the Christ light, mighty to unfold my good and radiate that good to all. And we have a few announcements today. Check out the new look of our weekly newsletter. You will find all the links to our website, classes, and spirit groups, as well as Facebook and YouTube for our Sunday live streaming.
Following service today, join Mariette upstairs in the youth room for the exploration of the new and old ways of thinking and a conversation about vegetarianism with Charles Fillmore. Yep.
There are volunteers needed for our outreach and seminar team. Interested parties, please email or call the office. The team leader will be notified to contact you.
There will be a congregation meeting following service on Sunday, September 11th. So mark your calendars, the 11th of September after service, a congregational meeting, and join us for an open discussion and update on all things going on here at Unity Windsor. And please join us next Sunday, August 28th. Reverend Paul Hasselbeck will be our guest speaker.
And I want to remind you that our prayer chaplain, Judy Chandler, is available for prayer directly after the service. She'll be upstairs in the prayer room.
And of course, please join us upstairs after service for fellowship and conversation upstairs in the fellowship hall.
All of our classes, programs, and services are made possible by your generous donations. Our heartfelt thanks for your continuous support. We've created many easy ways to donate, which you can find on our website.
And of course, we have our love offering box. This morning, you would have seen it up here on the podium, so I think it's going to be here some of the time, but right now it's over in the lobby or just by the entrance over here. So there's envelopes and pens, and you can put your offering in the box there. And again, thank you for your support.
We invite you now to please stand for our love offering prayer, followed by the peace song and closing with the prayer for protection.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I jumped my cue
That's
there.
okay. The love offering prayer first then, okay. Divine love in me and through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. I am present. Wherever we are, God is. I am divine. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Oh,
There's cake for the August birthday. Somebody forgot last week. Won't say who.
thank you.